Yo guys, this is Sip and Tea with Corey D. It's tea time, baby. Let's go.
Tea for them is wicked.
So she put the dog bowl in the dishwasher with the human stuff.
My brethren got stabbed in the heart by a chick.
I feel like you look bigger on pictures.
Here she goes.
Treacherous hoe.
Yo. Welcome back to another episode of Sip and Tea with Corey D. I'm joined here with Mark today. How you doing, Mark?
I'm good. You alright?
I'm good, thank you. Finally got you here.
I know. It's about damn time.
Listen, the trials and tribulations and red seas that we had to part to make this happen, but
It's been a journey.
yes,
It's been a journey.
But we're here.
Mm-hmm.
We're here. Today I want to talk about gay men and body image, and what drives the dedication for guys to be so ripped, things like that. Because
Yep.
I know there's like a massive stigma that a good amount of gay guys are shallow and body obsessed.
Yep.
But I want to probe into some things and see what your thoughts are.
Yeah.
Yeah?
There'll be many.
Yeah.
Many.
That's fine. That's
Lots.
what we're here for. That's what we're here for. So I want to start by asking how you define a good body.
You know what? I think it depends on you as a person, like what your mind, because you know, like what we get exposed to all the time. Like, you know, you see all the magazines, you see all the videos of like people on YouTube doing the exercising and that, and they all look one specific way.
Yeah.
You know, so like for me, because I love to take care of myself. Like for
Yeah.
me, like health is wealth. That's how I see it a lot. You know, but for me, like, yeah, just when I look good, or I feel like I do, then I
Yeah.
feel 100 more times confident. You know, so
Okay.
for me personally, yeah, like having like a nice chest, like abs, all of that. Like for
Yeah.
me, that's what I like to see myself
Yeah.
have. You know,
Yeah.
even though there's some days I don't look like that all the
Okay.
time. Yeah, we can't all look like that all the time.
Yeah.
You know, some people think that that's how it always is, and it's not.
It be
It's
switching up.
really not. Yeah, yeah. And they come lying with the way that they put their pictures up, and yeah,
Yeah.
it don't always look like that.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
that's
there
yeah.
are illusions.
Yeah. Oh, many.
Yeah.
Many.
But so for you, there's not a specific one size fits all type of body. Is that what
No,
you're saying?
oh no way. Yeah, I feel like as well. Like I feel like a lot of, especially in our community as well. Like a lot of, when you see like the promos for like the clubs and for like the circuit parties and all these other parties. Back in it, like a couple of years ago, it was always people that were like they were like tanks, like
Yeah.
big body, nice body, whatever.
Yeah.
And then it was only then people that would be attracted to go to there as well. And then
Yeah.
people who didn't look like that,
Yeah.
they feel uncomfortable and they'd be like, oh, I can't go there. And then there was one time I went to one. Listen, me, I'm not a circuit gal.
Okay.
That is not me. Yeah,
Okay.
I like to bust a wine and
Yeah.
put some deep heat on my knees so I can dance properly. Yeah. But yeah, like I went once and I was literally like my anxiety just hit the roof. I was like, wow, like this
Serious?
is yeah. And the thing is, the way they look at you as well, it's almost like they're looking you up and down and be like, yeah, you don't look like how I do. I'm not interested.
It's so
Not
interesting.
even having a conversation with you sometimes
Yeah.
as well. It's
Yeah.
like they don't even want to talk to you. Me, I'll talk to anybody. I don't care what you look like or
Yeah,
nothing.
yeah.
It's got nothing to do with how you look. But a lot of
Yeah.
people, unfortunately, in our community are like that.
Yeah.
You know?
That's the thing,
So it's,
isn't it? It's not great.
No.
It's so funny. So you touched on a lot of things that I've got questions for about later on, actually. So
Yeah,
we'll get through them.
Yep.
The second question I got for you is: do you associate muscular men with masculinity?
No.
No,
Not always.
not always.
I feel like if you asked me a couple of years ago, I would say yes.
Yeah.
I feel like,
What changed?
I think just being more open, like
Yeah.
as myself as a person, and then the people around me that I have in my life
Yeah.
as well. And, you know, you can get someone who's, I don't like to use the terms all the time, but someone who's skinny,
Yeah.
and then they still have a lot of masculinity, or
Yeah.
there's someone who's of a larger size and they still have their masculinity about them as well. You know, I don't think masculinity defines someone's body type. You know,
It's interesting. So I polled that on Instagram to see what other people thought. So I said, do you associate muscular men with masculinity? And 24% of people said yes.
I'd love to know why. They
And
need to tell you a reason.
76% said no. So yeah, I would be interested to know why they do that as well.
Yeah.
It's mad, innit? I feel like it's maybe immature thinking. I don't know. Everyone's got their
It
reasons
is.
in it.
There's no thinking about it. That
Yeah.
is, I mean, in my opinion, anyway. Like I feel like, and masculinity, everyone has a different definition of what they think
Yeah.
it is.
Yeah.
You know, like, yeah, people have different perceptions of what they think masculinity is, especially now.
Yeah.
As well, you know,
Yeah.
like even like a man who likes to take care of his nails, like someone will go, oh, that's not masculine.
Yeah,
If you're taking
yeah.
care of yourself, that's not a bad thing.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean?
it doesn't make it feminine per se. So I get that. Yeah,
And
no,
if you ain't got no
absolutely.
dirtiness under your nails, then that's a
Yeah,
good
yeah.
thing as well.
Yeah,
you know? So,
100.
Yeah.
All right. So Using some drop downs I found online,
Yeah.
so Grinder, I'm going to ask you how you currently define your own body. So let me give you the options, yeah? So you got slim, toned, average, muscular, large, stocky.
Can I add one underneath?
What is it?
I'm unhappy.
Unhappy.
I'm sorry.
That's jokes. Are you unhappy with your body?
It changes all the time. All the time.
You know, we're gonna dig into
we'll
that.
get into
We're gonna
it,
dig
yeah.
into that. But out of the categories I just gave you, what would you
probably
select
put-
if you had to? So slim, toned, average, muscular, large, stocky.
I would have put muscular.
Yeah.
I would put toned or average. If
Toned
there
or
was that
average.
athletic, I would put that one.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've seen that, but it wasn't
Because it's
there.
like in between.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So toned or average?
I would say tone.
Toned. Yeah. All right. So let me ask you: do you think other gay men would put you in those categories?
No.
No.
Oh no. Mm-mm.
What category do you think
No.
they'd put you in?
It depends on the person and how they look.
How they look?
So if it was someone that was like 10 times bigger than me,
Yeah.
they'd be like, oh, she a skinny girl, you know?
Yeah,
But if
yeah.
it was someone who I look bigger than them,
Yeah.
they'd be like, oh, you look so big, you're muscular. So
That's so
yeah,
interesting because I
Yeah.
feel like that makes a lot of sense.
yeah.
That makes a lot of sense.
But
So-
I will always put myself in the middle of that. I would
the
never
middle.
ever go. I would never say average or must. I would never use
yeah.
yeah.
So be in
nah.
between.
Yeah.
Why do you think that body image is such a big thing to gay guys?
I feel like, do you know what? A lot of the time, you know, like these days, when you go on like Tinder, Grindr, whatever the apps are that you're looking at, you know, when people do that whole thing of, oh yeah, personality is so important to me. I don't care what they look like. That's a lie.
100%.
You are lying to yourself. You're telling
1000%.
lies.
Yes.
Because the first thing you do, you're looking at a picture.
Yeah.
And the first thing you're doing is when you're doing them quick swipes like that, you're like, oh, they look nice.
Yeah, it's a visual thing.
It's
Isn't it?
it's always a visual thing first, and
Yeah.
then when you like the visual or the physical, you want to get to know them more. So then that's when you dig into the personality side.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I feel like a lot of the time, especially like, you know, you see the like again like the promos for things. Everyone always has, you know, a muscular body nearly every single time.
Yeah.
You know, and it's nice you get these certain events you go to now, like especially like, you know, clubs like Hardcock Life, and I'm trying to think of another one. Even just anything that's like, especially specifically for the black community.
Yeah.
In our community, they
Yeah.
always show different body types now,
Yeah.
and even the ones that are inclusive of everybody,
Yeah.
they're always showing different body types a lot more now in the pictures that they put up.
Okay.
Whereas before, it was always like people always look like a certain type.
Yeah.
All the time.
Like the proper built or muscular. Yeah.
But then you can tell, like, with some of their followers on their profiles, you can tell, like, I don't know, like one picture will have this many less likes than another because the picture that they put first is someone that doesn't have a muscular body.
Yeah.
And then like that picture that where someone's got a muscular body on the front,
Yeah.
it's got like over 500 likes.
Yeah,
and then the
yeah,
one that
yeah.
doesn't have someone like that,
Yeah.
it's got like half of that.
It's mad.
And then you're like, yeah, you see the people that are tapping
Yeah.
are people that are shallow level, like.
So do you know what I was just gonna say? Do you think that a lot of gay men come across as shallow?
Sometimes.
But
Sometimes.
not all the time.
Not all the time, no. It's because like I feel some people tell me that they think I am.
Really?
Yeah, I get that quite a lot. Yeah. But I think it's because, you know, like if I post a picture of like me after the gym or whatever,
Yeah.
like people look at just that.
Yeah.
And then they go, oh, he likes to post pictures of himself.
Yeah.
And like for me, it gives me like a confidence boost when someone tells me about myself.
Yeah.
You know, because a lot of the time we all of us in our minds are like constantly turning like that, going like,
Yeah.
no, I don't look good, I don't feel right, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
And then, you know, a lot of the time we use social media to make us feel better sometimes, and it's a good thing and a bad thing. It's
Yeah.
like a combination of both.
Yeah.
You know, but yeah, I feel like there are some. You get the vibes of people as well when you
Yeah.
meet someone. If you're out in a club or you're
Yeah.
at a bar
Yeah.
and you go say hello to someone or whatever,
Yeah.
like you could just pick up vibes straight away
Yeah.
when someone is a shallow person,
Yeah.
or if they're just a genuine like human being.
Yeah,
Like, I'll
absolutely.
talk to anybody.
Yeah.
I don't care what you look like or anything
Yeah.
like that. But if you give me like a bad vibe or something,
Yeah.
or you're acting like stuck up or whatever,
Yeah.
I won't bother.
Yeah, you see
I
that
just
red
won't.
flag straight
Yeah,
away. It's
straight
like-
away, yeah. And yeah, they don't even need to wave it high.
Yeah.
It just comes up like in the back, like ting,
Just
ting, ting,
spotted.
like that.
That is too funny.
Yeah.
So I did poll it again if people think a lot of gay men come across as shallow, and 38% said yes,
Yeah.
62% said no. And I mean, you can probably see why people think it, isn't it? Because
Yeah.
it's that immediate that they're always in the, well, not all of them are always in the gym, but just the initial visual thing people look at as shallow. But it's hard. I think we need to dissect it more.
Yeah.
So, what are your thoughts on guys potentially being sort of internalized homophobia I've got here. So I was gonna say about guys that sometimes they get built up
Yeah.
and they want to look a certain way because they're uncomfortable with their sexuality.
Yeah.
And they think that looking a certain way,
We'll take away from that.
yes.
Yeah.
Do you think that's a thing?
Oh, 110%.
Yeah.
Before I came out to anybody,
Yeah.
I always had this thing of, if I look like this, no one's
Yeah.
ever gonna know.
Yeah.
No one will ever know, that who I
Yeah.
am,
Yeah.
And then there is moments every now and then, especially when you go out to certain places that make you feel a bit uncomfortable. You feel like you have to hide it sometimes,
Yeah.
But I feel like as you get older, you're like, nah, do you know what? Why do I don't have to do this no more?
Yeah.
Like I'm happy with who I am.
Yeah.
I've got people around me who love me for who I am.
Yeah.
So I am just gonna be myself regardless of what I look like on the outside. Like
Yeah.
it doesn't matter. But yeah, I feel like a lot of people, especially people you might talk to on apps,
Yeah.
and they'll talk to you nice first.
Yeah.
Talk to me nice.
Yeah.
All of that, yeah.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden they just flip the switch. And then they have no interest in talking to you, and you're like, "Where did that come from?"
Yeah.
And then sometimes as well, even when if you see someone you've been talking to online,
Yeah.
and then you see them out,
Yeah.
and then all of a sudden it's almost like they don't know you.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And
yeah,
you're like,
yeah,
huh?
yeah.
I'm like, you were telling me or this about me that you want this and that and you want the goodies and everything, yeah. And then
they
I
switch up.
don't exist now.
That's wild.
All right.
That's wild. So,
Alright.
I mean, I've definitely seen examples of the internalized homophobia. So I've known two people, right,
Yeah.
that weren't like out, but they came close to being exposed, and
Even that word is strong, exposed, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
Like,
It
but
is.
that's how it makes us feel, isn't it?
yeah, no, it's
You
true.
know?
It's true.
Yeah.
because it's something that you're concealing, isn't it?
Yeah.
But they came close to it, and then to get away from that, you see them. They're bulking up. They got some massive beard. All of a sudden,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
like they're doing everything they can to make them make themselves seem more masculine and manly, and they think
Yeah.
that is going to distract from their
Take away
sexuality.
from the- yeah, 100%.
And no, and I even looked into it, and I think there's a defense mechanism in psychology called reaction formation.
Yeah.
And that defines that, like when someone comes close to some sort of traumatic event and they do something to themselves to conceal it. So yeah, I've definitely spotted that.
100%.
Definitely
Even
spotted that.
even like when you're out, like I know sometimes if I'm around like a group of friends and then they introduce me to some like straight guys, straight away my body just goes woof, like
Yeah.
that, and then I feel like I have to talk like yeah.
Really?
Not completely change my voice,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
just
yeah.
just kind of be like, I don't even talk that much to them either because
Yeah.
sometimes I'm like.
What, like currently?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I overthink
really?
and I'm like, oh, what can I talk about with them? And I'm like, I can talk
Yeah.
about anything as well. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But then sometimes when they're doing the whole like this, and I'm just
Yeah.
like, and I just always go, I'm just like, yeah, you're right, like that. And then I have a quick gulp of a drink, and I'm like,
Yeah.
like that.
Do you
And
know where I get that in like barbershops?
then, yeah, that's
Barbershops is crazy, right?
hard,
Oi,
hard.
because
Oh my goodness,
the
yeah,
conversations in there, I don't even know. Sometimes, more times, I'm going in there with, when it's busy, I go in there with my AirPods and I'm just like looking at my phone because they're
Do you have
talking
your
about,
AirPods in while you're having it done?
not while I'm having it done.
Oh,
Because
okay,
then I
yeah,
talk to
yeah.
my barber.
Oh,
Me and
right,
my
yeah,
barber
yeah.
are cool.
Yeah.
But you know, most barbershops, they're talking about girls, football, gays, like a lot of
Yeah,
them.
yeah.
They're just
Is
randomly talking about gays all the time. It's
yeah.
actually crazy. So I find barbershops can be uncomfortable.
Yeah, they can be. Yeah,
So in similar situations to what you were saying, like to go like with a group of straight guys and that.
yeah.
But yeah,
I don't talk about. The only thing I talk about is if I got holidays.
Yeah.
If my job, something to do with my job or whatever,
Yeah.
and that's it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nothing else. Yeah.
So I was gonna ask, do you think there's a gay persona that gay guys feel obligated to sort of fall into?
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes. Yeah.
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 So I knew a person who I don't know anymore, and they
Vanish.
they didn't like gay guys who acted like what they call typical gay guys. So they think that a lot of gay guys force a sort of bitchy persona similar
yeah.
to like the drag race personalities.
Right, yeah.
They think and they think it's inauthentic, and they think that people really force themselves to fit into that stereotype. Do you think that is prevalent? Do you think that happens?
I think it's because of what we see, like on, like you said, like on Drag Race, like
Yeah.
they put that on there because people like to watch it.
Yeah.
They know
It's
that it's gonna
entertaining,
it's gonna
innit?
attract people, and they're
Yeah.
gonna go, oh yeah, I want to know about that. Oh, what they're talking about, right?
Yeah.
And all that, you know.
Yeah.
But I don't think not everybody's like that.
Not
You know,
everyone.
A lot of the time, a lot of us, we just like to just mind our business and just
Yeah.
carry on with our lives.
Yeah,
And just
absolutely.
like you can tell me everything, and I won't say nothing.
Yeah.
I won't say nothing unless
Yeah.
it's really necessary and I
Yeah.
really have to.
Yeah.
Then my mouth, I'll run. So yeah, but other than that, yeah. But yeah, I feel like, and as well, it doesn't help when you've got, not that it doesn't help, but like you know, when you got Twitter, where you can say exactly what you like in any way, in any shape or form. And then I just laugh when you see the gay guys that are like arguing with each other, and when they like argue hard as well, like they're cussing at each other's mums and dads and
Online, it's
brothers
wild,
and sisters, and you're like, we're just having a conversation
Like,
about a
it's
Beyonce
not-
song,
it's not
and you want to
that
come and
deep.
cuss my family. You need to calm yourself. Come on, it's not that deep.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean?
I've definitely been on some forums, and you can see sort of the internet mean girls that really want to be that bitch. They want to be that bitch of the forum, and they're just doing the most. And,
And they
just
want
like,
everyone to know who they are as well, which makes it worse.
Yes.
Like you want people to know that you're some nasty girl like this. Like,
it's
nah,
wild.
it's too much. Too much.
All right. So I want to talk a bit more about your personal journey.
Yeah.
Because obviously I've seen a few posts on your Instagram.
Yeah.
And I think you've been quite sort of transparent with the headspace you were in at sometimes. So can you just talk us a bit through about your body issues or anything that you've been through with yourself? Like before?
So what was it? We'll talk about just over 10 years ago. My mum passed away, and then like when that happened, it was probably for what, good 2-3 years. Like I wasn't eating properly. Like nothing. Like, and then if I would go on nights out, or whatever, I would drink a lot. Sometimes I would drink before I go to work because I was just like, food is just not my interest right now. And then anytime I'd eat, I would just feel guilty for it, or you know. And then I got to a point where I was like stick thin. Like at the time, I thought I looked alright. But when I look back now, I look back all them years ago, I'm like, oh my gosh, like you know, like you seen A Bug's Life?
Yeah.
You know the stick insect.
That's
You know
not
these.
funny, sorry.
You could, no, you meant.
No,
you
I
got
don't-
laugh,
no, but I
sorry,
don't want to-
That's-
no.
I literally look like that.
Yeah.
If I walked and someone
Yeah.
gave me a flick, I'd break.
Snap. Oh
Yeah,
shit.
it was bad. And then as well, like I'm sure that happened to a lot of us.
Yeah.
Like in secondary school, I was bullied bad for my sexuality. I didn't even know myself.
Yeah.
Who I was or what I was. Like some people already know who they are straight away.
Yeah.
Like for me, I didn't know. Like and for people to force it onto you, it makes it even harder, you know. But back then I was like stick thin, like unhealthy looking thin. And then I used to get really offended with like some people would like see me and they'd be oh, you look like you could do with a good meal, and I'd be like, are you gonna give me the good meal then?
Because it's cheeky.
Do you know what I mean? Because like I'm having good meals, but if you want to give me a good meal, give me a plate. Give me a plate. Before you come and tell me that. But
it's cheeky.
But I feel like it's hard as well because you know you see what other people look like, and then straight away you're like, oh, I want to look like that, or I want to look like this. And I remember when I was a teenager, I used to think, listen, me done one curl, look at my arm, like that. That was done. That was it. And then like as you get older, you realize there's so much more to it. It's like what you eat, how much you sleep, how much you take care of yourself. All these other factors come into it. And I feel like a lot of the time there's a lot of people that think they're big expert at everything. You know, like they'll post a picture of before and after. And then they want to come and tell people like, oh, you got to do this, you got to do that. And it's nice to hear from other people. But there's some people that think that they're like, because it's blown up, they're like, look, I'm big guy now. Like, you know, everyone's gonna.
I'm the person that is
100%. Yeah, and I'm not like that. Like for me, like it's so much deeper than that because it's not just like the physical part, it's the mental part too. And the mental part is bigger than the physical part as well.
Absolutely.
Because if you tell yourself you can't do it, then nothing's gonna change there. You know, like there's still days now, like there's some days like I'll sit in my room for like 10 minutes, like what am I gonna wear to the gym? And I'm like, who cares? Like I'm gonna stink up. It's gotta go in the wash when I get home. It doesn't even matter what I'm wearing. And then even like walking in, sometimes you feel like everyone's looking at you. Sometimes, you know. And you're like, oh, like why are they looking at me? Or you know, and it's nothing like that, it's just all in your head. You know, and then sometimes you gotta like push past it sometimes and just be like, I'm here for me, I'm doing this for me. I'm not doing this for no one else. I'm doing it for other people, for them to talk to me nice and tell me about myself. And you know, the people that I'm like, I want you to want me too, for whatever reason. But at the end of the day, it's for you why you do it. And I think a lot of the time, there's a lot of people that want to do it for others first before themselves. But it's that thing again, as you get older, you realize, nah, everything I'm doing, this is for me.
It's different,
you know. So.
So I was gonna ask, do you think your sexuality played a part in your body concerns?
100%. 1,000,000%. Yeah.
So let's get into that. How?
Again, it's that thing when you start going out to the clubs and everything, and then you see how people are looking, and then the people that other people are talking to as well. You know, like I remember when I was, I don't know, I'm talking like early 20s. I didn't get much attention. One, because I wasn't fully out there yet. Two, I was too scared to talk to anybody. And then three, it was just that worry all the time of, oh, you know, are they going to tell me something about me that's going to make me feel like crap? You know, us Pisces, we're sensitive, innit?
Absolutely.
Sometimes there's certain things that if we get told them, that's it, we're going to go home, it's going to be Mary J. Blige crying in our bedrooms.
Literally.
Literally like that.
Literally, yeah.
So, yeah, but it's that thing like, you know, And then as you get older, you sometimes feel a bit more confident about things, and there's days you don't.
Yeah.
But yeah, as I've got older, I kind of try and tell myself a bit more, you know, like I'm an alright person.
Yeah.
I'm not bad. I'm not terrible how I used to think myself was all that time ago.
Yeah.
And then as I've got older, I felt more comfortable with myself, and I know that like I've developed mentally and physically in a way that I'm comfortable with most of the time. And then it makes me feel better to want to go out or talk to people, not feel as nervous about myself.
Yeah.
You know?
Absolutely.
So yeah.
Wow, man.
Some deep things
Innit?
today.
I know. All right. What I was gonna ask is your male friends.
Yes. Yeah.
Are they all muscular or
No.
all different shapes and sizes?
All different.
Different shape and
I will
sizes,
never, when it comes to friends,
Yeah.
I will never ever judge someone based on their body, because
Yeah.
I'm friends with them because of
Yeah.
them as a person.
Yeah.
You know, and I even like, you know how some friends will make a comment and go, oh, you're looking a bit this today.
Yeah.
I'm like, I won't
that
ever
guy.
do that to no one.
That's
no,
nice.
never. And you know, you get sometimes you're like, who are you talking?
Yeah.
You'll say that to me.
Yeah.
And especially knowing how it will make you feel as
Yeah.
well. Like,
That's not nice.
don't say something if you know it's going to make someone feel like
Yeah.
crap.
Yeah.
Because especially if you're friends, everyone wants to make their friends feel good, and everyone loves honesty from their friends.
Yeah.
But then there's some times where, especially when it comes to body image these days,
Yeah.
you got to be really careful how you tread sometimes.
Yeah.
You know.
No, it's true.
And it's yeah.
So it's funny because I'm going to give you a scenario. So, say you're going to carnival
Yeah.
with a friend who's bigger,
Yep.
quite out of shape,
Yeah.
yeah, and they want to wear a really revealing outfit
Yeah.
that is what some would say is not very flattering.
Yeah. Mhm.
How would you feel about that? Would you feel
I
comfortable?
would
walking
live
with
for that.
them?
I would live for it. You know, like with the parades.
Yeah.
Because I've got a couple of friends or like people that I know that I follow or whatever.
Yeah.
And then I've seen like their costume, and
Yeah.
the first thing I pay attention to is the costume, because you're
Yeah.
like, oh my god, that looks incredible. It looks so good.
Yeah.
You know. And that's what should be the first thing they should focus on, is
Yeah.
how good the costume looks.
Yeah.
No, so they shouldn't turn around and say, oh, look at you. Why are you wearing something like that with your belly stick out and all that? There's no need for that, because
Really?
that's not the purpose of something like carnival. You know,
Yeah,
the
yeah,
purpose
yeah.
is for celebration and to see all the costume and all of that. So
Yeah.
that's what people should celebrate, and that's what people should compliment and talk about, not about what is
Yeah.
on it.
Yeah.
You know.
So Mark is a lovely guy. This is a really refreshing response. I love that.
Thank you.
Literally. So when you meet a gay guy,
Yeah.
not necessarily romantically, do you? And I think you might have answered this actually. Do you feel like you're being judged on your build?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like instantly.
Yeah, I feel like, because you know, as we all know, it's so easy to edit pictures now.
Yeah.
You literally need to swipe, and then the filter just changes everything.
Yeah. The
You know,
nose, everything's contoured just like. whoop.
every single thing is mad.
Yeah.
Like, the only time I put a filter on is to like brighten it or make
Yeah.
it darker, but
Yeah.
I would never ever change anything on my body
Yeah.
and nothing on my face. I remember one of my old friends for many reasons.
Okay.
Like they post. I remember they posted a picture up of us. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, gone.
Gone.
Yes.
Yeah.
They posted a picture of me, them, and my other friend, and then I looked at the regular picture. I looked at the picture they put up, and I could see that they like photoshopped the hell out of it.
Yeah.
And even like I saw my face change a little bit.
Yeah, yeah,
And for
yeah.
me, because I don't do that.
Yeah.
I didn't say nothing. But I was like, wow, you proper changed like my jawline.
Yeah,
They
yeah,
changed-
yeah.
Listen, if I could change this nose, I would change the nose. Yeah.
Okay.
I'd even get, you know, like in Snow White, tink, 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 like that. I would try and do something like that. But
Yeah.
and it's, and when I saw it, I was like, why did they feel the need for that to happen?
Yeah.
You know, I feel like, especially when you meet people as well.
Yeah.
For me, most of the time, I'm like, what you see is what you get.
Yeah.
It's like the conversation, how we're talking now with my friends or anyone I meet, I'll just have a conversation like this.
Yeah.
And how I look right now, this
Yeah.
is how you see it online
Yeah.
or my Instagram, whatever.
Yeah.
It's basically
Yeah.
the same. Like,
No
there's
one,
not-
no one
there's
wants to
barely-
be a catfish.
No, exactly.
Well, some people out there doing all of that, but realistically, yeah, because that's like my worst thing. I hate posting pictures and then someone's like, "Oh, you look different," and things like that.
Yeah. And then you wonder what it is they're thinking, because some
Yeah.
people like to say you look different because they don't actually say what they
Yeah.
want to say.
Yeah.
As well.
It's true.
And then because when you say the word different, it can
Yeah.
mean so many things.
100%.
And you're like,
It's vast, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's
And
vast.
Yeah. Don't want
So-
no rolling Ray part 2.
Literally. So do you know what's crazy? Because I feel the same way as well. I feel like if I was with someone, like I met someone, and then they went away, and someone said to them, "Oh, like what did he look like? Was he good looking?" I feel like they would be like, "No, he was fat," sort of thing. Like, you know,
That's
I
the
always
first
think
thing
it's
they would
always
say.
it's about
Yeah,
the
yeah,
body,
yeah.
and I feel like it's not whether my face is cool. It's
Yeah.
gonna be like, "Nah, he was fat." Them kind of
Yeah.
things there. So it's just the gay world is mad.
It's mad. I feel
is
like
mad.
sometimes as well, like I feel like some people will talk to you based on what they see,
Yeah.
and then if they have a conversation with you, then
Yeah.
all of a sudden they're like, nah.
Yeah.
They'll just like cut you off.
Yeah.
They're not interested. And a few people have done that to me before.
Yeah.
And I'm not like gassing myself up or whatever, but
Yeah.
you know, some like if someone said to me, "Oh, you look this, you look nice," or whatever.
Yeah.
Obviously, that gets my attention. I'm gonna be like,
Yeah.
"Oh, thank you."
Yeah.
And then if the conversation develops,
Yeah.
and then they want to, you know, we keep talking or whatever, and then when it comes to an actual conversation in person,
Yeah.
it can be very, very different sometimes. And even on my side as well, like I could be,
Yeah.
you know, for all of us it happens. You could be talking to somebody like, "Oh yeah, you look nice," you know, "Oh, this is nice about you," and you meet each other. Sometimes it just doesn't work.
Yeah.
But then there's other times you can feel that they're not talking to you because what they had pictured in their mind based on their perception of the visual
Yeah.
is not what they wanted
Yeah.
it to be in real life.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
So
100%.
and you're like, I ain't changing. This is
Yeah,
this is
yeah. This is who
this
you are.
is me.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Accept
Yeah.
you.
So
So I want to move on to social media, but before then, I think we should do 2 yellow mystery box questions. So the yellow ones are non-sexual, pink ones are sexual. So we'll do 2 yellow ones. They could be really anything. They could be dry. I don't know, but
anything.
Pick.
Is
2
it Beyonce?
yellow.
Can it be Beyonce?
It could possibly be.
That's all right.
Yeah?
We'll do that. Yeah, I hope it is. This one is a no.
No. What's this one?
What is your most valuable possession? Not necessarily monetary. Can we do people?
Yeah.
Yeah, my niece and my sister.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's nice.
my date. Yeah, ride or dies.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah,
cool.
1,000,000%.
Nice.
Does that go back in?
Yeah, no, you can put it out. Leave
Put
it
it
out.
out.
No, that's fine. And then we do another yellow one. Is it Beyonce?
Give me Beyonce. Give me Beyonce. What's your Chinese order? All right, 3 dishes.
Got
We
it.
have more than 3.
Oh, then I'm here for it.
Listen, me, I like to eat, you know.
All right, let's
Listen,
go.
Listen, food is life. Yeah.
Yeah.
When I'm feeling down, you eat.
Yeah,
If you're feeling
100%.
happy, yeah, eat.
Fucks you up, yeah.
Listen, no matter what. So lemon chicken,
Lemon chicken,
special fried rice,
special fried rice.
anything to do with prawns. I love prawns.
So I love
Obsessed.
prawns, but you know when I get special fried rice, I always tell them to take it out. I like big prawns.
Yeah, them tiny ones. Sometimes you know you take a bite and you just you feel that
Yeah.
it just and you're like
100%.
you're like you're like this feels like something else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And then sweet and sour chicken balls.
Okay.
But then as well, like, you know, like gyozas and things like that.
Yeah,
as
yeah,
well.
yeah.
I
You'll
love
get
them
that,
things.
those. Okay, cool.
Love some of them.
Have you had sweet and sour other stuff like the king prawn balls or
Yes.
pork balls? Yeah.
Yeah.
But-
Anything that's covered in sweet and sour sauce,
Yeah,
I will
you're here
take
for
it.
it.
And anything that's got prawns in it,
Yeah,
I will take it.
there for it.
Absolutely.
So I've never had lemon chicken because I can't imagine what it's like. Is it literally lemon flavor?
Yeah, so they put this. The thing is, this sauce. When you look at the sauce, you're like, this. I don't think this should be going in my body.
Oh, it's like
But
bright.
yeah, it's
yellow.
and it's not even like when chocolate melts and the way that it just drips really nicely.
Yeah,
you're like
Yeah.
you want to put like a little marshmallow and be like, licky
Yeah,
licky
yeah,
like
yeah.
that. Yeah, this don't look like that. It literally like it's like glue. It's just like
Really?
drops like that. Yeah, and you're like, what?
Oh.
Don't think I should be eating this, but you know what? One touch of the tongue and I'm like,
It bangs. It's
yeah,
nice.
I'm like that's good. I'm like that is nice.
Here for it. I'm gonna have to try that next time.
Definitely.
But thanks for those. So moving on to social media,
Yeah.
and I think we kind of answered it earlier actually. Do you think social media has an impact on gay men and their body confidence?
Massively,
Yeah.
all the time. It has it on mine.
Yeah.
Like majorly, yeah.
In what way?
So, you know, when people you follow, and then it has that thing now, doesn't it? Of like people who you may want to follow,
Yeah,
or
yeah,
like
yeah,
posts related to what you've liked and
Yeah,
all that,
yeah.
and then it comes up with similar things. Like when you go on Instagram and it has all those images and whatever.
Yeah.
Like sometimes, if I'm about to go to the gym,
Yeah.
and then I see a picture of someone who looks 10 times bigger than me, like I'm like, oh my god, like this is what I'm trying to get to.
Really?
And I don't feel like that right now.
Yeah.
And it makes me feel a bit shitty sometimes.
Yeah.
And I'm like, so I sit there and I'm like, oh, I don't know if I'm gonna go gym today.
Yeah.
Now, or then there's other times I'm like, no, I'm going because
Yeah.
that's what I've got in my mind.
Yeah.
And then and there's even things like I feel like it triggers a lot of things like eating disorders.
Yeah.
In people, dysmorphia.
Yeah.
Like for me, I know for a fact that I have that in some shape or form.
Yeah.
1,000,000%. I
Yeah.
feel like a lot of us have it.
Yeah.
And we don't realize.
Yeah.
Because sometimes there's some days where us taking care of ourselves can become an obsession.
Yeah.
Then other times it's like, oh, we don't care.
Yeah.
Like I can fluctuate between. Like
Yeah,
there's some
yeah.
days where like I need to make sure I'm going 5 or 6 times a week. Every time, make sure I'm eating properly.
Yeah.
And there's other times I'm like, I ain't going for 2 weeks, and I'll just sit and I'll get a McDonald's one night,
Yeah, yeah,
KFC another, and I'll just eat what I want. And
Yeah.
I'm just and it can
Just
but it has a
depends
massive impact. And as well, I think you know, you see videos of guys that will talk about how like, oh, you know, you need to get up off your arse, you need to do this. And it's like, okay, that's great, you're trying to motivate, but you know, especially if they look a certain way and you're like, some of them you're like, you definitely didn't do that naturally. Number one, you've been taking something to make you look like that. And then number two, 100%, you know, taking steroids or whatever it is. And then number two, like those people that look like that, some of them, they've been doing that all their life. And some people start in different places in their life as well. You know, like they'll be like, you know, us in our 30s, you know, we may just be starting and sitting there going, do you know what, I want to start exercising, go to the gym, start taking care of myself. And there's other people that have been doing it the whole time, so they've started in different places in their life at different stages as well, you know. But I feel like it's terrible for it. And even when, you know, like we were saying about people that wear the costumes and their bodies are not what people desire as well, and then you see someone like everyone else has been so nice going, oh my gosh, you look incredible, you look so good, and then there's always that one person in between all the good that will just throw something in there and go, you should be wearing something like this. And then you're like, you look and you really want to say something back, and you really want to go, do you know, it's people like you that don't deserve to have an opinion. Or don't deserve, because you're after all the good, you're tearing them down. And then it's that thing, like all of us do it. Some people are really, really good at brushing it off. Me, I'm not good with that at all.
Really?
So if I see something negative, my mind is just drawn to it for a long time. And then I'm like, oh, but this person said this, this person said this, so I need to do this. And then it can make people feel that way as well. And that's what triggers so many things as well. You know, like someone could have been eating really, really well, and then all of a sudden they see, you know, oh, you look like you could eat a decent meal. And then they're starting to like think, well, what have I been eating that's making people say this? You know, it can be so deep rooted.
It is crazy.
It's mad. It's mad. You know, but I feel like it definitely affects a lot more people than people assume it does. But it's just that thing of that either people won't comfortably or openly talk about it or say anything, or you just try and carry on and just get on with it, because if you keep your mind on it the whole time, then you're just gonna be you're just gonna take over. And then
absolutely.
So
obviously I've seen your social media posts, and I got an interesting question, and I think you might have answered it earlier as well, but let me just see. So when you post a shirtless selfie, what's your thought process and intention behind that? Like why are you posting it, and what are you expecting from it?
It's a combination of things. I'm not gonna lie, I get proper nervous before. Really nervous. I feel like I'm uploading like my album or something like that. You know that when Beyonce released the self-titled, and she was like, and I was so nervous. Like no one's ever done this before. And I was like, that's how I feel sometimes.
Before you post the shirt.
Really? And then it's not very often that I'll do it because of how anxious I get sometimes beforehand. And then other times there's times where I'm like, oh, because I want other people to see that it's possible. I want people to see that I have changed myself. And anyone who tells you this part, that they don't, that's not what it's for, is not true.
Go on.
You know, for people to tell you like nice things about yourself. 100%. Everybody wants to be told that they look good or you look amazing. Because it make any positive comment you get from anyone, it makes you feel good. And obviously you want to hear that. And also sometimes for me as well, when I get in my head and I'm like, oh, I look terrible, oh no, I don't look good. For me, it's like a reassurance as well. For like people to tell me, no, you look good, and then it makes me feel a bit better as well. Like if I'm out with my friends and we go to a club or a bar and I'm wearing like a vest or whatever, like what was it? It's mad. The other weekend I went to some event with some friends and I wore a vest. And the only time I wear vest is in the summer. And then I wore this, and I usually I have like an overshirt or something like that just to cover, because I get like a bit anxious sometimes. And I was like, no, do you know what? It's too warm. This vest it looks like, I feel like it's fitting nice. I felt good for the first time in a while. And I was like, do you know what? I'm just gonna sit on the tube. People want to look at me, they can look at me. I don't care what they think. And then I said to my friends, as soon as I saw one of my friends when I was like, oh my god, I'm wearing a vest. I was like, out in the streets, in public, on the tube. I was like, oh, you know. And they're like, oh, you look fine, don't worry. And I was like, why have I been sitting there putting all those things in my head the whole time, like constantly, when it's okay for me to say to myself, and okay for anyone to say to themselves, do you know what? No, I feel good, I feel alright. You know, I feel like a lot of the time, a lot of people feel like you're not allowed to say that about yourself. There's times as well, and then it's like that fine line between confidence and arrogance as well. There's that thing of, you know, like being confident and saying, no, I feel great about myself today. And I want people to feel that from me. And then going across that line and going, nah, I know I look good all the time and I always will. And then all of you lot look like shit no matter what you say. You know? And like that's the part when it's not nice and it gets nasty.
Absolutely.
As well. So
it's interesting. It's interesting, like the thought process that goes behind it. Because obviously, I think you've got a really good body.
Thank you.
So when I hear that you're sort of anxious about posting it, or you think certain things, it's mad.
Yeah, like
isn't it?
It's yeah. Sometimes as well, like, you know, like suddenly you're like, oh no, I'm just gonna do it.
Yeah.
And then like, as soon as it's up for 10 seconds, I'll be
delete
like,
it.
nah, I can't.
No way,
Yeah,
really.
yeah. Oh yeah, 100%.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's so, it's so insightful.
Yeah.
I was gonna ask though, when you do post shirtless pictures, do you mind? Because obviously you say you don't mind if you get compliments. Do you mind the sort of sexual attention it gets? Like if people start flirting and sliding in the DMs and that, does that bother you?
Yes and no. Yes
Go
and
on,
no. Yeah.
go on.
It's a combination of both. I feel like anybody that puts that up, if they say no, that's not what I wanted it for.
Yeah.
If there's one person in there they got interest in,
Yeah.
they're gonna talk to them.
Okay.
They're gonna talk to them.
Yeah.
I know for a fact if someone that, you know, I might have liked a couple of pictures or said something
Yeah.
to them or whatever, if they respond to me based
Yeah.
on that,
Yeah.
I'm gonna talk to
You're
them.
gonna be happy, yeah.
Yeah. And in the background I'm gonna have Virgo's Groove playing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So what would be the negative?
The negative, I feel like, is if someone thinks that it's me doing it through arrogance.
Okay.
Yeah, I feel like one thing, like arrogance is a trait that I'm not a fan of in people, and
Yeah.
it's that thing as well. Like when you post something, people think you're being arrogant.
Yeah.
You know, and you know, there's people that post all different types of things all the time.
Yeah.
You know, so for them to straight away just go to the arrogance trait,
Yeah.
like it's not fair.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
because there's someone else next door
Yeah.
that's posting 100 more than I am.
Yeah.
And then because you're so used to seeing them do it, you know,
It's not a
you
thing.
don't see it as an arrogant thing.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
whereas for me, it's like an every now and then thing. It's not
Yeah.
every single day, like every minute, every
Yeah,
hour. You
yeah.
know, it's like an in between every now and then of this, or
Yeah.
me ranting about something, or you know, whatever I put on there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just feel like, yeah, it's a huge umbrella of
It
things.
is. It
yeah.
absolutely is.
So
What kind of attention would you not like to attract from it though? Because you know you said if it's a guy that you like,
yeah.
but what if it was? Is it dependent on if you do like the person back? Like, would you not want loads of people flirting with you if you're not interested in them?
So if someone says something nice, I'll always say thank you.
Yeah.
I'll always make sure I do that, because I
Yeah.
feel like a lot of people sometimes they just double tap and they won't say nothing to
Yeah.
them, which is also a response
Yeah,
to
yeah,
a
it's
degree.
a
These days it
response,
is,
yeah,
you know,
yeah,
like a double tap
absolutely.
is like you've acknowledged it.
Yeah.
But there's a couple times that some people just go too far,
Yeah.
and then when I've just said thank you,
Yeah.
sometimes they assume that that's an open invitation
Yeah.
for something,
Yeah.
or you know, and then when you tell when you tell someone politely, like, I'm really sorry, but like that's not
Yeah.
what this is about.
Yeah.
That's not
Yeah.
what I'm here for.
Yeah.
Sometimes they're like, oh no, that's cool, thank you for being honest with me. But then you get a few that are like, what do you mean? You said this, and it's like, I didn't say nothing to you. I
Yeah,
said
yeah,
two
yeah,
words,
yeah.
thank you.
Yeah,
I could do it in another language. I could say
Yeah.
muchas gracias.
Yeah.
And then say what? Is it gonna be this? Is it gonna be different?
Yeah.
Yeah. But some of them, some like to do the most sometimes. You know, like I'm not gonna say a name. I nearly said a name.
Cool.
No,
We can bleep, but don't. That's
I'm not
fine.
gonna do that. No.
Yeah.
There's a few people sometimes that, like, you know, I'll always like to respond because I just feel like it's a polite thing to do.
Yeah.
But then there's a few times where someone's just pushed it too much.
Yeah.
And then when you say to them like politely, oh, you know, I'm really sorry about this, or you know, and then they just keep going. They
Yeah.
continue after.
Yeah.
I remember somebody. I think I had COVID.
Yeah.
And then like I posted something, and then they were like, oh, can we have a FaceTime? And I was like, number one, I was like, no. I was
Yeah.
like-
What, did you
I was
know
like,
them?
Like they were on my Instagram.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and I was like, no, and then I was like, number two, I was like, I'm sick. I was
Yeah.
like, I'm not well. Like I'm
Yeah.
ill.
Yeah.
And then they were like, oh no, it's fine. I was like, I told you. I said I'm not well.
Yeah,
I was like,
yeah.
I told you, no, I don't want to have a conversation.
Yeah.
You know, but they were just like, they were like persistently
Adamant.
asking me,
Yeah.
and then they actually tried to call me as well.
No way.
So I just messaged them politely, and I was
Yeah.
like, look, I said, I've told you now I'm not well.
Yeah.
And obviously you feel some type of way
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you politely once
Yeah.
that this is not where it's gonna go. And
Yeah.
you know, and number two, like I was unwell. I was
Yeah.
a roughneck.
Yeah, yeah,
A
yeah,
roughneck.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
You see
yeah,
the tan I got right now?
Yeah.
That was non-existent.
It was
I was
non-existent.
coming like green,
It's the
like the
reverse,
t-shirt.
like my t-shirt.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not saying that that's an illness kind of colour, but yeah.
No, that's fine.
But yeah.
No, that's mad.
So
Okay. It's interesting because there was a guy I've seen on Instagram, and he used to post so much booty pictures,
Yeah,
booty
yeah.
pictures, all for his stories, and then one day there was just an angry post about all the sexual attention he was getting in his DMs, and I'm like, I'm not being funny, but you kind of got to read your own room here, because obviously shirtless selfies are different, innit? Because people can just do that gym progress. You're posting your whole booty on your stories. You're advertising something. You're gonna be mad at people for trying to flirt with you. So things like that always throws me a bit. And another guy, this is not so sexual, but there's another influence that I've been noticing recently, and he's using a lot of gay people to like boost his stories,
like gay baiting.
He's interviewing gay people on the road, and most of his most successful posts have been through gay people. But then all of a sudden he's posting screenshots of his DMs of gay guys just saying hi, you know, not even flirting, just hi. And he's like, guys, stop messaging me, I'm not gay. I'm just like, I mean, it's given you may be gay because you're doing the most. Some
and you're
people,
doing things that you know are going to catch their attention. And as well, you're making money off them people as well,
100%.
Off that community
100%.
where you know, like, where you know that there's always struggle for us. There's always struggle for them people. And then like their community, there's never any problems with them. They can go and do what they like, make their money how they wish, without any judgment, anyone talking about them behind their back. But if we are to do that, or we were to do that, it's a whole other picture, it's a whole other story. And then they want to open a book and start writing the chapters about what we're doing. You know, and
it's mad, isn't it?
it's too much.
All right, let's talk film and TV. Do you think films and TV shows play a part in gay men body image issues?
Yes and no. It's a bit of both.
All right, go
I
on.
think, I mean, there's certain shows. There's a lot more shows now that are for the LGBTQ plus community now. And it's amazing. Like, I love it now. You know, like I feel like a lot more people these days are more. You know, they'll just watch it. They won't go, oh, you know, I don't know if I want to watch that because it's got this in it. You know, there's always them people like calling under the floorboards, trying to do the most and do their thing. You know, come calling out, trying to mash everything up. But
it's true.
I'm trying to think of a show. Oh, like Pose is one of my favorite shows of all time.
I love Pose.
And you know, like you know, you look at that era there, and you know, like the 80s, a lot of it was to do with like bodybuilding and everything else, and you know, like the posing and all that. But you know, like with what they did, like you could just see that body type to them didn't matter back then. In that era of like the ballroom culture and everything else, and I love that, you know, they included everybody within it. Like,
but could you? Because in my head, I can't think of someone that had an out of shape body or a bigger body on Pose. I can't think. I'm trying to think.
There was I think there was a couple.
Was there?
Yeah, there was
in my
a few.
head, because I'm thinking of the two main guys and they were built.
The two main ones, they were very toned and the main characters. There was
some background,
but there was a few,
Okay.
And then even just the way they looked, like, they didn't all look like pretty like the main characters did. The main characters fine. But there's a lot of show. There is a lot of shows though. Like I know there's a lot of shows on Netflix that you know the category that's like LGBTQIA dramas or series where the covers are. I hate to say this, but a lot of the time it is a white male who has a good body, and then you know, like when it shows you like the previews of stuff, they'll show you those specific parts of them looking like that, but then you don't see anyone else sometimes.
No, it's true.
And you're like, okay, it's great you got this show, but what about, sometimes you're like, oh, what about the other people there as well? You know, like I look at, try to think of another one. You know, like, I mean, they don't really talk about body image on it, but like Heartstopper, like that one. It's like the cutesy little thing and all that. You know, like you've got someone who's trans on there. You've got someone who's like, you've got different colours. Like,
it's very diverse.
It's very diverse show. So it's nice like that because you get to see, you know, different people that are creating a show that is actually a good show to watch.
Absolutely.
And that makes everybody feel good. But you're always gonna have them people like I ain't watching that because it's got them people in it. It's got them people in it, or this and that and whatnot.
And I've heard so much people say, why does every show on Netflix have to have a gay storyline in it now? Like, there's people
and they get mad. They get so mad
because gay people exist. Like it's not some dirty secret anymore. Gay people exist,
and it's really not that deep either.
It's not that deep.
Really not that deep. Like end of the day, like with Heartstopper, it's a simple love story. But all the difference is it's just the gender that's changed, and that's it. You don't need to think of it in any other way. It's still, you know. But yeah.
So what I was gonna say is, do you see much chubby or out of shape gay men in TV shows? You don't, do you?
Not
and that's
really,
what I'm thinking. You don't. I did poll that as well. I think it was an obvious answer. Do you see much chubby gay men or out of shape characters in TV shows?
No.
17% said yes, 33% said no, and 50% said sometimes but rarely. But I'd like to know what these shows are because I don't see them.
Not really.
No, I
Not
think it's very
often,
rare,
no.
isn't it?
No. Yeah.
And I think that's how obviously a lot of gay guys can, have the existing body issues because they're not seeing a representation of anything other
than that.
That perfect body,
yeah.
isn't it?
Yeah, and that's it.
So question for you. Would you watch a gay TV show with 2 out of shape gay leads?
Oh, definitely, yeah.
You would, yeah?
100%, yeah.
The fact, so it's not all about the image for you, like you don't want to see 2 hot gay guys. You wouldn't mind if they were both big and chubby.
Yeah, it wouldn't bother me, yeah.
For the
If it's a TV show, it's for
Yeah?
the story, yeah. 100%, yeah.
No, good. I think there's nothing wrong with being in shape, right? I feel like a lot of the time it goes both ways in it. There's people that look at people that are in shape and that and they think they're doing the most and stuff, but
Yeah.
that's also a positive way of life. There's nothing wrong with it.
No,
So
no. If you're comfortable, you're comfortable, and that's
exactly.
it.
You do what you're doing for yourself, innit?
Yeah.
Adult films. So like, yeah, adult films. Young people, let's be real, young people watch them, right?
Oh, 100%.
And sometimes before they've even fully developed as well. Like they see these chiseled bodies and that. Do you think that can impact how guys grow up and want to look like they want to look like those
a
porn stars?
1,000,000%.
Yeah.
If I feel like they are exactly the same as a normal film or TV show,
Yeah.
or magazine or social media. Like it gives the same, pretty much the same
Yeah.
message. That
Yeah.
you need to look like this in
Yeah.
order to be able to do this. If you
Yeah.
want to be on the front cover of a magazine, or you want to have an interview for whatever reason,
Yeah.
you need to look like this.
Yeah.
If you want to be a personal trainer, you have to look like that.
Yeah.
If you want to walk somewhere with confidence, you need to look like this.
Yeah.
And it's not. And it's
not
not
that-
always about that.
Yeah,
not at all.
absolutely. There's so much things in media that are influencing people.
So many. And I feel like there's a lot more for women in terms of
Oh, yeah.
like people that are of a larger size.
Yeah.
There's a lot more for women. You look at like the adverts for like Dove, for
Yeah.
example, where they're showing
Yeah.
all different body shapes now.
Yeah.
And all different types of people, but for
Yeah.
men, it's not so
It's
much.
very rare,
Like
isn't
I
it?
think, what was it? The advert for like it was an American TV advert for like the shea butter or something like that.
Okay.
And then I saw it online of like the men that they used, and
Yeah.
all these men were stunning, beautiful men.
Yeah.
All their bodies looked exactly the same, like
yeah.
chiseled. They look good,
Yeah.
but there wasn't anybody that was like a larger size at all.
yeah.
So I feel like it's a lot more based on females now,
Yeah.
where they're a lot more open to showing body
Different
types
body
that
types,
way,
yeah.
but not so much for men.
They need
as
to
well.
catch up with the men,
Yeah.
for sure.
But then I feel like a lot of the time is, I think the issue that women have is, you get these men that fetishize over it as well, and they don't, that you won't, how we can say, we'll happily sit there and say, oh, we love, when we're out, we love to see a girl who's of a larger size who's winding up her waist. Like, I'm
Yeah.
here for that. You want us
Yeah.
to do that? Yeah, come on, yeah. Do your thing,
Yeah.
no matter what size you are. But then
Yeah.
there's some men who will
Yeah.
like be there and be like, oh no, that's they're like, it's something that they desire in
Yeah.
a way that's a bit seedy sometimes.
It's
and you're
so
like,
fun. I feel
like,
like someone sent you my questions in advance.
Oh, really?
Because I have some questions on here for you that relate to that. But we're going to get there.
Yeah.
But what I want to do now is move on to a section called Yay or Nay, where you can use your paddle in front of you.
I've been
to
waiting
vote.
to use this.
Everyone loves the paddle. So it's a variety of questions, about 10. And I want you to say yay or nay to them, yeah?
Yep.
And then we're going to get into what your response is, yeah?
And I need reasons as well.
Will you give me reasons?
Oh, yeah,
absolutely.
It
Okay,
depends.
cool.
It depends on a question.
Okay, all right, let's see then.
All right.
So the first one, do you think body descriptions are necessary on dating profiles? Yay or nay? Nay. Yeah.
Can I do both?
No. Yeah.
No, do you know what?
Came to your head
No,
first?
No.
No.
So yeah, no came to my head first because if you see a picture of them,
Yeah.
their body description doesn't necessarily matter.
Okay.
But then I feel like, again, it's that those people that have preference
Yeah.
as well,
Yeah.
to what they're attracted to.
Yeah.
It depends on the app as well,
Yeah.
like, because there'll be some that, like with Tinder,
Yeah.
that's more of a dating thing.
Yeah.
Whereas with other apps,
Yeah.
it's more of a one specific thing you're looking for.
Yeah. 100%. So it's more specific.
You want
Yeah.
body, yada yada, or
Yeah,
whatever,
yeah,
So it's
literally.
yeah.
Okay. All right. So not necessary. It depends
So
on
I'm gonna
the
go
apps.
to that one.
You're gonna go with nay.
Yeah.
All right. Cool. Second one. Would you personally date someone who was out of shape? Yay or nay?
It's gonna make me look really bad.
Nay. Okay, go on. Why not?
Yeah. So I think for me, like I like someone who takes care of themselves. Like for me, that's just because I like to take care of myself.
Yeah.
And I know the benefits it's done for me.
Yeah.
Then if someone's doing the same, then I like that.
Yeah.
And it's something that I become attracted to.
Yeah.
But if someone doesn't like go to the gym all the time, that wouldn't bother me.
As
like
long
if
as they weren't like, yeah, what? It's techie, innit? But this is what we're here for. We're open and honest, innit?
Yeah,
So if
I
big
think,
and flabby is not your type, then it's not your type.
yeah, like everyone has a type. Everybody has one, you know.
100%.
So like for me personally, like, you know, for me, like 100%, like someone doesn't have to have like the nicest body in the world for me to be attracted to them.
Yeah.
I like it. Don't
Yeah.
get me wrong. Of course I do. You know, but they don't always have to look like that, and they don't always have to tell me that, oh yeah, I go to the gym every week or whatever. You know, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Without sounding bad.
We're here for open and honesty, so that's fine. Next one. Gay men are pickier than women. Yay or nay? Yay. That's true, isn't it?
I'll talk about myself as well.
Yeah.
100.
Oh,
Oh, a $1,000,000%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is that though? Where does that come from?
I think it comes from loads of things. I think it's, again, this is you can tell we're getting old now because we're talking about as you get older. I keep using that line. It's so true.
It's
When you're
true, but
when
yeah,
you're
things
when you're
change with
younger,
age.
when you're younger,
Yeah.
like when you're out, you know, not everybody.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't care.
Yeah.
Like, I want to have a good time. I don't care who it's with.
Yeah.
I don't care who I'm talking. Blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
But as you get older, you start to know what you don't like, what you don't want in your life, what you do. I've been picky all the time.
Yeah.
All the time.
Yeah.
Even when I've had a lot to drink.
Really?
Yeah. And sometimes if I had too much to drink and I need to check myself, I'll ask my friends.
Yeah.
They always give me the same answer.
Really?
Always, yeah. They always tell me, they're like, Mark, we know about you. It doesn't make a
So
difference.
what, you get pickier when drunk rather than the reverse?
Oh no, I'm not picky. I'm not as picky when I'm drunk.
Oh, you get less picky.
Yeah, but my eyes still can see.
Yeah.
Still got
So
full sight.
you wouldn't
Yeah.
go like 100% your opposite type just because you're drunk. You'd still be like, yeah,
no way, yeah.
I'm drunk, but I ain't that drunk.
Yeah, and the
Okay.
issue is that I like to talk to people when I've had
Yeah.
a drink as well.
Yeah.
So I'll talk to anybody.
Yeah.
But I feel like a lot of the time people get confused with just having a friendly conversation.
Yeah.
And then intention.
Yeah.
As well. Some
Yeah.
people think a friendly conversation is intention.
Yeah.
And it's not always that way.
So do you know what? So what I've noticed is you're a very nice guy. So I can see how a lot of people could be misled because you're so nice.
It makes me feel
They
really
could
bad.
think, well,
It makes me feel really
but
bad.
you can't. Well, you shouldn't feel bad for being nice. You're a nice guy. Do you know what I mean? It's just unfortunate for other people that are like getting gassed and thinking, oh, he's in love with me. When it's not, you're just being nice.
I hate when I have to tell someone that. I'm not gonna lie. There's a couple times we've all done it. There's a couple times where I've just disappeared because I'm like, I can't tell them. Like I can't tell someone.
Yeah, yeah. What, like
And
a
if-
person ran away?
Yeah, the person.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll walk off. Or
Yeah.
or even sometimes I've been talking to someone.
Yeah.
And then I have this thing that comes over me where like I can't tell them that I'm.
You
Yeah.
block them.
Not block.
Okay.
I'll
Or just
just.
ghost.
I'll just. Yeah. Yeah. There has been a few times where I've done it.
Yeah.
And I feel awful for it.
Yeah.
But it's only because sometimes I don't know about you, but when you give someone an explanation,
Yeah.
sometimes the response is worse when you disappear.
Yeah.
And then that makes you just want to be like, right, I'm just not gonna say nothing.
100%. Okay.
So,
All right. Next one.
yep,
Are you comfortable naked in front of a doctor? Yay or nay?
in front of a doctor.
Yeah. Yay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Some people aren't. I mean, I'm definitely not.
I mean,
think it's
it
weird.
makes me nervous.
100%.
I get a shake in my big toe.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah.
Do
But
you know what
needs
I hate?
must.
It's when you don't know that you have to.
Yeah.
And then they go, oh, can you just drop your trousers and lay on the
Yeah.
lay on your front?
Yeah.
Not even lay back, lay on your front, and you're like in
Yeah.
your mind you're like, sorry.
That's wild, isn't it?
Yeah.
When they put on the glove and they've got to touch things, I can't. Would
You know when
feel-
you hear that when they're pulling it down, you hear that
Yeah.
like that,
It's
and you're like,
I know, like something from a comedy,
Yeah.
bloody TV show.
Yeah.
Would you feel more comfortable in front of a female doctor or a male doctor?
when it comes to like health, it would not bother me because
Yeah.
it's doing my health. So
Okay.
like that, I wouldn't be fussed by that.
Yeah.
Because for me, I'm like, if you're doing what needs to be done,
Yeah.
then it's got to get done, and that's it.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Well, like naked.
yeah.
Yeah, it wouldn't matter. Okay.
Yeah, no. If
Okay.
if they listen. When it comes to the NHS,
Yeah.
if I got the appointment,
Yeah.
do
Then
what
you're
you gotta
blessed.
do.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Literally.
So
Okay, cool. All right, next one. Guys that get BBLs, yay or nay? Nay. What are you saying? What's wrong with the guy getting his little squeaks?
it's it's just so unnecessary. Like, I fully appreciate that. You know, when you're not feeling comfortable with yourself, you want to get enhancements done and whatever.
Yeah.
Like for me, I know for 110% for a fact, if I could get my nose done,
Yeah.
I would change that straight away.
Yeah.
100%, because it's something that I've not always been comfortable with.
Yeah.
But when it comes to that,
Yeah.
I just think, I just don't. The thing is, because I've never ever seen a good one.
Okay.
And I've never actually heard. I don't actually know of any guys that have actually got it done before.
Okay.
Either. But when you've seen how women look when they've had it,
Yeah.
it just it just
not.
doesn't look right. You know. And I get that. You know, you get all these men that are like, yeah, yes, me love big batty girl and whatever, or whatever else. You know.
Because they don't mind a lump or bump here or there.
Yeah, but you know what it looks. Do you know what it looks really bad? You know what it looks like. You know when you've just mashed a potato for a roast dinner. Yeah, and you put the mashed potatoes in a bowl like that, and it's all the little lumpy, plumpy bits like that.
Yeah.
And when they walk, and and you're like,
Yeah.
you know that ain't real.
It's not.
It's not. Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I've seen guys that on Twitter that have had it done and that.
Really?
Yeah, like there's like porn stars and stuff. Not that I'm doing, but yeah, I've seen it. I've definitely seen it.
No. Yeah.
But
That's.
yeah, it's not. It's
That.
yeah. Okay. All right. Next one. Could you have sex in front of a mirror with the lights on? Yay or nay?
Can you say that again? Because you said a word there that was like, oh my gosh, this is a question I've got to be really careful with.
Could you have sex in front of a mirror with the lights on? Yes. Yeah. Okay. Cool. So you're body confident enough to do that. I think that's the underlying question there, because a lot of people want lights off. No one wants to see themselves in the mirror, but you could.
In my mind, I have a reason. I need to be careful with my reason now.
Yeah.
So in my mind, I'm just like, do you know what? If we're doing this, we're doing this. That's
Yeah.
it. Yeah, that's the reason.
Okay, cool.
That's it. Yeah.
That's fine.
Yep.
All right, next one. Would you go to a nude beach? Yay or nay? Okay. Good. Positive. Cool. All right. Next one. Are you happy with your height? Yay or nay?
Do you see how I said nothing for that one before? I just did this.
Yeah.
That was it. I'm happy with my height.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Do you want to say how tall you are?
I'm 5'10".
5'10". That's
5'10".
not a bad height.
No, but you know when you meet people sometimes,
Mm-hmm.
and then sometimes they say stuff like, "Oh, I thought you were going to be a bit taller," and you're like, "Oh, don't say that to me, please don't say that."
Yeah.
I like when they say, "Oh, you're much taller than I thought," and I'm like,
Sounds
I'm
familiar.
Like, yeah,
Yeah.
and I'm like, okay, that's all right.
Yeah.
But it's when you meet someone and you have to keep doing this.
Yeah.
And you're like, yeah, no, you're making me feel like I should be on Willy Wonka
Yeah.
right now.
It's a bit
like,
mad, isn't it?
yeah.
So this is not. Well, I'll get there in a minute. Actually, after this. All right. Are you happy with your shoe size? Yeah or nay? Yay.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd rather be near to a child size because it's cheaper to buy the trainers, but
100%.
you know, it is what it is.
Oh, but you're
so-
not nearer to a child size.
Oh no.
Okay.
No.
Me, just sorry,
Yeah.
guys.
Size
To
9 or
check.
10.
Okay, cool. And then last one, a gay guy has once made you feel insecure about your body. Yay or nay? Yay. Yeah. It's given multiple times. Is it multiple times?
Many.
I'm curious now because,
Yeah.
like I said, I think you've got a good body, and
Thank
I think
you.
a lot of people would agree with that.
Thank you. Mhm.
So, what happened? Do you want to talk about it?
I think it's where people may have seen what I've looked like before.
Yeah.
And then if they haven't seen me for a while, or maybe like, you know, like because if like I'm someone who gets stressed very
Yeah.
easily sometimes, depending on like when it comes to like work or whatever,
Yeah.
or whatever's going on in your life. Like
Yeah.
sometimes I can stress really easily.
Yeah.
And then the stress, I'll be like, I'm not going to the gym. I'm just
Yeah.
gonna sit at home. I'm just gonna eat.
Okay.
Or whatever. And then if someone hasn't seen me for a while,
Yeah.
they'd be like, "Oh, you've lost a bit of weight."
Yeah.
When I hear that, my
Yeah.
mind just starts running.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this is like in my mind, I'm like, that's the last thing I wanted to hear.
Yeah.
And I need to go and sort myself out.
Yeah.
And then even, you know, like even if someone was to say to me like, "Oh, you look really skinny," that I like in my mind, I'm like, no, I can't hear that. I can't hear that. Yeah. If anyone tells me that, yeah, 100%, yeah.
Mad. So do
Yeah.
you know what I'm curious? Obviously, I used to go gym back in the day. I'm
Yeah.
not a gym guy. You can see that. How quick is it that you can lose size like that then?
My metabolism is high.
Oh, is it?
Really high, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I can eat
Yeah.
until the cows come home.
Yeah.
And like when I tell you I love food,
Yeah.
like I'll probably go to the supermarket three times a week.
Okay, yeah.
And like little £20 there, little £7.50 there.
Yeah.
If a sushi's on discount,
Yeah,
take
yeah,
it.
yeah.
You know? But like stress is a big factor for me
Yeah.
in losing that, because if my diet is out of place or I don't eat as much, if I'm stressed, then it will just fall off.
How quickly can your body change?
In a couple weeks.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Because I've always wondered, like, obviously people go gym a lot of times and they want to keep the upkeep, but I'm just like,
Yeah.
realistically, how long could you not go gym before your body starts to sort of like change? But
Yeah, like I'm no expert,
Yeah.
at all, but
No, of course.
even like it's that thing of like after you finished,
yeah,
like you look how you want to look, because
Yeah.
you're all like, you know, you're pumped up, whatever.
Yeah.
But then as soon as you wake up in, like, for me sometimes, like if I went to the gym like last night,
Yeah.
and I see how I look, I'm like, oh, well, I'm getting there.
Yeah.
I wake up in the morning and
Yeah.
then my body goes back to its normal state.
Okay, yeah.
Kind of thing.
Yeah.
I'll look in the morning sometimes like, oh my god, I need to go tonight.
yeah.
Like, because this is not what.
Yeah,
This
yeah.
this ain't it.
This
This
ain't
is
it.
this ain't it. Yeah.
Yeah. Body in,
And
body
I've-
in.
Like a big baggy shirt,
Yeah.
and I'm like, oh. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Cool. No, that was interesting. We're gonna move on to dating and sex life. We're gonna obviously tread carefully on some things. To warm you up, we can try 2 pink questions from the mystery box. So you
What
can
if-
have a
what if
little
I'm already
dip,
warm.
have a little, have a little dip, have a little read, and then I'll let you decide what you want to do with that.
Okay, I'm gonna read it to myself first.
100%. 100%.
Okay.
Yeah. So pink ones.
We got to be careful. I was upside. Okay. Ooh.
Is it one you can do? Next then.
Nah, to the no. No.
I feel like it would have been a juicy one. That's what it's giving.
Yeah.
Another bad one.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I couldn't answer this.
You can't answer that one
Actually,
either?
no, I couldn't answer this.
Really?
I mean, I could give you an answer, but I wouldn't know the specific like amount. Right, I'm gonna have now. Well, based on what I've just said, I'm gonna have to tell you what the question says now,
Please
because that
do.
makes it sound very different to
I'm
what's on
like,
that paper.
yes.
Yeah, look, you stop having a drink. Yeah, and mine is finished. That tells you a lot. All right. So, what's the longest you've been without?
Oh, without.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's why. So I can't answer
don't
that 'cause
know?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know, but that's all I'm saying.
Okay. All
That's
right.
what I'm gonna say.
All right. That's an answer. All right. Let's move on to the questions then. So dating, relationship, sex
Yeah.
life. Yeah. So what is your type? Because we've danced around it a bit in terms of general questions. What is your type?
So I'm very picky. For me, like physical attraction is first.
Yeah.
Like no matter what anyone tells you,
Yeah.
physical attraction always comes first.
Yeah.
And if I'm physically attracted to someone, then that's when I'll show interest to them. Or yeah. But yeah, I like a beard. I
Okay.
do like a beard.
Yeah.
Not one that looks like mine, because mine is still not connected after 32 years.
It's
But don't zoom
giving
in
though.
on
It's
that part.
giving. It's fine.
Don't zoom in on that. Look, this is why I got had to. And I like that.
Yeah.
I like facial hair.
Okay.
And I do like someone who takes care of themselves.
Yeah.
Like that's a high for me, definitely. And do you know what I like?
But your definition of taking care of yourself, you talking about their body.
Yes, and like a little
Like-
bit.
and
Yeah,
like
they don't have to
hygiene,
look. They don't have to look perfect.
Yeah.
Like they don't have to have all that. But just someone who looks after themselves to a degree. You know.
Okay.
But yeah. hygiene is huge.
Absolutely.
Massive.
Absolutely.
If I see dirtiness under the nails,
Yeah.
no, we can't
Yeah,
chat.
yeah.
We can't do
Yeah,
it
yeah,
because
red flag.
I'm like, I don't know what's under there.
Yeah.
I don't know what you've been doing with your day,
And where it all came from.
where it all came from,
What
how did
the-
it gather.
what the sample
It should
test
never have
will-
to gather.
Yeah.
Ever.
Yeah,
And you know when it starts creeping over it,
Yeah.
we're done.
Yeah, that's vile.
Over and out. I like nice teeth as well. Mm-hmm. You know, everyone has those little things that they're like really picky with. Like, for
Yeah.
me, I love nice teeth.
Yeah.
I think this is what I tell people. I'm always like, if someone has a nice set of teeth, you know
Yeah.
they take care of themselves.
Yeah.
Because that's the first thing that people see. First
Is your
thing
teeth,
people see
innit?
is your smile.
Yeah.
And your teeth, and then
Yeah.
you know, because and let's be real, having them stay the same way your whole life.
Yeah.
Okay, it's a process. It's
Yeah.
a process.
So could you date someone with like a big gap?
Oh yeah.
Okay, as
But
long as
if,
the teeth look okay.
if they come like 5-2 Fred, it ain't happening. Nah, I'm sorry. Because you've been too busy
Okay.
yamming them through Teller at 6 years old. You can't. Nah, sorry.
Okay, but the gap's cool.
Yeah.
Okay. Height preferences or no?
Not
No?
really.
Yeah?
No.
Okay. Have you got a history with a specific body type? Like, do you tend to always have had the
No.
same sort of... Really? Is this
No, I
been
don't think so.
variety?
Yeah. I'd say so. Yeah.
But never a big person?
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay. All right, cool.
It's making me sound bad.
No, it's not. It's not. It's not. This is what, like I said, I think this is the root of this thing, and
Yeah,
everyone has
yeah.
a preference anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah, and it's just getting to know why people have those preferences
Yeah.
as well.
Like I
because
would
it's not
never.
always-
Yeah. Like I don't know if someone
nasty.
like looked really good on Instagram,
Yeah.
and then I met them in person, they did look the same. Not like entirely, but
Yeah.
they were slightly different, or they didn't look as chiseled, or the other way around, or they
Yeah.
looked a bit bigger. I would never ever stand there and be like, oh, this is not how you looked
Yeah.
recently or whatever.
Yeah.
Because, you know, like I know from myself,
Yeah.
you know, a picture that they've seen of me,
Yeah.
I don't look like that all the time. Like
Yeah.
there's no way I look like that all the time. It's
Yeah.
just,
Yeah.
So, yeah.
It's interesting because it kind of leads into the question I'm going to ask, which I've asked on a couple of shows, but it's always good to get someone else's perspective. So, do you think that in a relationship, you should be maintaining the size that your partner met you at?
Not necessarily. No.
But I'm gonna throw a curveball at you now. Though.
Okay.
Suppose you met a really gym fit guy.
Okay,
you was
I
in
know what you're gonna say.
Love, and then he gets big. What are you doing?
Oh.
You cutting? You're gonna leave him, aren't you?
Oh, leave? Oh, no. I wouldn't leave.
You wouldn't
No,
leave it?
I'll have a conversation.
Oh, you say you need to
Yeah.
fix up.
I have a conversation to see. See, I'm trying to think how to. I'm actually trying to think this is a real thing right now.
Yeah.
No, I think you need to slurp that while I'm. Yeah. No, do you know what? Yeah.
It's tricky, isn't it?
Yeah, I think. Do you know what? Again, it's that thing, isn't it? Like physical attraction always comes first,
Yeah.
no matter what anyone says, and you know that people are gonna change
Yeah.
up and down all the time or whatever. But if it was drastic,
Yeah.
and then I was like, you know, like how I've seen you over however many years or whatever,
Yeah.
or when I first met you, whatever, you're not the same person now.
Yeah.
I feel like as well though, like when people change in that way, they change themselves,
Yeah.
like personality wise and their perceptions of things and everything else.
Yeah.
You know, like sometimes they don't end up being the same person
Yeah,
anyway.
they can be a bit more closed off. They get insecure with
Yeah,
their body
yeah,
size. They're
exactly.
all not
So I feel
coming
like
out the
there's
house.
there's
Sorry.
like, you know, they get to those other parts of their lives as well where they're like, they're not even the person they used to be. Yes,
Yeah.
like in the exterior, but in the interior, they also change at the same time.
Yeah.
So yeah, if they were to change like
Yeah.
in the interior as well, then I'd be like, right, things are not the same how they used to be. Yeah.
But outside,
Outside,
physically,
I would still be like, I'll just be like, is you okay, girl?
what if it was a medical condition?
Oh, that's completely different.
Yeah.
Completely different.
What
Yeah.
are you saying? Then?
Yeah. Oh no. I would never. Yeah. If
Yeah.
it's something you can't control.
Yeah.
I would never. Yeah. I wouldn't be like.
But what? But we got to be real here. What if
Yeah.
it was a medical condition they can't control, but they blew up and you were no longer attracted to them?
Oh, then I might feel like I have. See, me being me,
Yeah.
I know that I feel like I would try to be with them for as long as I can.
Okay.
If I got to a point where I'd be like,
Can't do this.
I feel like I'm being false
Yeah.
and I can't do this no more, then I
Yeah.
would sit and be as honest as possible as I can with them.
100%.
And the thing is, I would feel guilty straight away because I'd be like, I know how much this is going to hurt them.
Yeah.
Because I know it's something they can't control.
Yeah, but
know?
you've got to look out for your quality of life as well. Innit? And
Yeah.
Because you're wasting precious years there. That.
Yeah, but at the same time, I'd want to make sure that they're gonna be okay and
Yeah.
that they are okay. But then I'd also want to make sure if they have a condition or something they can't control,
Yeah.
I'd be like, I still want to make sure you're all right and be in your life and whatever, blah blah blah. Not like cut them off entirely.
Yeah,
You know.
absolutely.
So
Okay.
yeah,
It's interesting.
yeah.
Thanks for your honesty there. Another question. Do you think a gay man's dating and sex life is more active for people with gym fit bodies? It was a mouthful. Did you get it?
I got
You got it. What do you think?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because of how we look at how social media is perceived, how like magazine, blah blah, all of that, how
Yeah.
all of that is perceived. I
Yeah.
feel like yes, it's more active, and then you know you look at people that go on these like cruises with like the parties where it's just for the gay people, like
And they're all
everyone
shirtless
looks
and look
the
like
same.
Adonises and
yeah, but they
gods.
all look the same.
Yeah.
This is the part that scares me sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I see people if I'm flicking through Insta and all that, and then some of them have that. They say that's their boyfriend, and then part of you goes, "Oh, I thought that was your brother,"
Because they literally like, yeah.
and you're like, "But you're like,
I know.
you're like, Saturday, right?"
I know. It's like
You know?
you're giving
You're
narcissism.
like,
I don't
wow.
know.
You're
Yeah.
like, whoa. You're like,
Yeah.
you really want someone that looks exactly like you.
Yeah.
You
And
know?
you see it so much, don't you?
A lot.
You see it so much.
A lot. I remember there was, what was it? I saw a picture of this couple, and I kid you not, like they were like very different heights. One was like 4'9".
Yeah.
That's me being dramatic, but
Okay.
they were shorter.
Yeah.
And then one was like mad tall.
Yeah.
But when you looked at them,
Yeah.
they looked like they could have been brothers,
Man.
but they were together. And then yeah, so in my mind I went, okay.
Yeah.
So I went, all right.
Yeah.
And then, yeah.
Okay. So you know, obviously, of the term chubby chasing.
I've heard of it.
Yeah. So it's like guys that like chubby guys. Yeah.
So would that be fetishizing then? Would you say?
So that's
Or-
what I was gonna ask you. So
Oh,
that was my
okay.
follow-up question.
Right.
Do you view that as a preference or a fetish? A guy that likes a chubby guy,
I feel like the language that is used makes it sound like a fetish.
that the chubby chasing, like
Yeah,
the
like using
terminology.
using those words
Okay.
makes it sound like a fetish because like, I'm not like when you say chaser,
Yeah.
you know, like the only time you should be saying chaser is what's going in your drink.
Yeah.
You know?
Alright.
Not for like a person. That
Alright,
just
so-
makes it sound quite
So,
degrading.
all right,
You
so
know?
strip away the terminology.
Yeah.
Guys that like big guys.
Yeah.
Would you look at that as a preference as opposed to a fetish?
It could be both.
Okay.
You could be both. Yeah, I
Me in
think
the
so.
middle.
Don't sound that. Yeah. Nah. Yeah. I think the thing is that it's that thing as well. Is that it's how they would talk to you as well.
Yeah.
Like you could straight away tell when someone fetishizes over something specific or
Yeah.
over a person
Yeah.
based on the language that they're using.
Yeah.
And then if it's something that they have an attraction to,
Yeah.
it's such a fine line as well.
Yeah.
Like an attraction and then fetishize, like, you know, like an attraction is some attraction and fetishize, you still like it on both sides.
Yeah.
But then when it crosses over the fetishize line,
Yeah.
it almost seems like a bit of an obsession sometimes.
Yeah.
You know?
I'm with you.
And then you're like, yeah.
Yeah.
And then some people can come across really strong and you're like,
Yeah.
rah, like I know what you're trying, I know what this is now.
Yeah.
And you're doing the most.
Yeah.
And then other times you're like, oh no, okay, you like it.
Yeah.
And I like that. That's nice.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, that there's like
Yeah, a thin line. But
Very-
you acknowledge there's people out there that can like big guys and it's not
Oh
a fetish,
yeah,
it's
yeah,
just
yeah.
a preference.
Yeah, yeah,
innit?
yeah. Absolutely, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think it's the same with sort of race preferences, but I don't know. What do you think? When someone says like, for example, they only like, no, say, so let's say, for example, a white guy.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah? And he's like, he only wants black guys or mixed race guys.
Yeah.
Do you think that's a preference or do you think that's a fetish? Or do you think, again, there's a thin line? Because I feel like that's very specific.
You think it's specific?
Yeah. Because it's interesting because I don't know. It's a topic, isn't it?
Yeah. That's a hard one, you know. The thing is, because I feel like a few years ago, no one would have said it's specific.
Yeah.
And then now more people say that it's specific. It's based on, you know, what they desire,
Yeah.
rather than what they like.
Okay, yeah.
You know, like I feel like and desire are very like
Yeah.
two very different things. But
Yeah.
I mean, I know a handful of people that will have spoken to me because I'm mixed race, and then you try and talk about other things,
Yeah.
but then they keep coming back to that. That you're light skin, yeah.
So then,
and you know
yeah.
what people think about light skins already.
Yeah.
We're already a problem. We're already troublemakers. Already doing the most. Rat-ta-ta-ta-ta, and all that. So yeah, but yeah, again, it depends on the person as well and how they're talking to you
and how they're going.
100%, yeah. And it's especially when they come straight in with, oh yeah, I like you because I like you. I like light skin.
Yeah.
When they say that, you're already like, I already know what it is. You're. I already know what
Really?
you're. Yeah.
But what if someone is just genuinely attracted to light skinned people?
I think you can be that as well, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's again. I think it's both.
Yeah.
I think it's both.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like someone
Okay.
can be. Yeah. I feel like
I like light skinned people.
Yeah.
But I don't think I fetishize. I can't do that word. You know the word.
Yeah.
So
fetch size.
that's it.
Yeah.
It's interesting because obviously, yeah. So I feel like there's a type, but I just feel like on apps and you see like white guys and they're like, oh, black guys only, or
Yeah.
I don't
but
know.
they make it so clear
Yeah.
as well. I think that's when it's like, right, okay, this
it's kind of red
again,
flaggy.
yeah, and then
Yeah.
it's how the person is as well.
Yeah.
Because that's like a whole deep rooted thing sometimes as
Yeah.
well, where they're like, if they're literally saying just this, and
Yeah.
even if someone who wasn't black went and said hello to them,
Yeah.
and then they saw it, and then they just block them just
Yeah.
because of that.
Yeah.
That's where you're like, right, nah,
Yeah,
this
yeah,
is
yeah, yeah.
this is
Yeah.
you know.
Okay.
But no, I know like there's people I've spoken to in the past, and they're like, you know, like they might have seen me like do one of my like stupid little rants on Instagram or whatever,
Yeah.
and then they'll laugh at it, but then
Yeah.
they'll talk about, they'll just go straight to the sexual side of things, when it's like what I was just speaking about was nothing to do with that.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
if I like you, then
Then it can fly.
you know, keep on talking, whatever.
Okay.
Yeah. But if it's, you just know. I think you just know.
Yeah.
You can tell when someone is going straight to that.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
yeah,
Let's talk Grindr. So just for science, let me see what you think about it with your paddle. Yay or nay to Grindr? I've been giving you these curveballs today, innit?
when Jesus say yes, nobody can say. Can you ask me a question again? I forgot what it was.
It's whether it's yay or nay to Grindr in general. The app. What do you think of it as a whole? Is that a yes or
So
a no?
originally, a while ago, it would have been this.
Yeah. Yay.
Now, as I've got older, it veers towards this.
Nay.
Yeah.
Why is it? What happened? What changed?
I feel like there's a lot of people, what we were just talking about, there's a lot of people on there that are, how they talk to people can be very seedy.
Yes.
They are so specific to the point where they come across as being really aggressive,
Yes.
and there's no manners, they're rude.
Yes.
And then there's no boundaries either.
Yes.
As well. I feel like we all have boundaries.
Yeah.
And you know, we've all crossed the boundary somewhere at some point with somebody, and you know, and then some people realize and acknowledge and go, oh, I'm sorry, but then
Yeah.
other people just don't know when to stop.
Yeah.
And I feel like the more popular it's become,
Yeah.
there's no boundaries with people anymore.
People
And
are
then they
quite
think it's
cutthroat.
just okay. Yeah, like
Yeah.
there's not even, sometimes it's not even like a hello anymore.
Yeah.
It's literally like straight to the, you know,
Yeah.
just you all of like, you just see picture.
Yeah.
And you're like, nah.
Yeah. Or
know.
any more pics, got pics,
Yeah.
all of that
Yeah,
straight
I'm
away.
like-
And it's just like, oh, hi, hello to you too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, do you actually speak?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And
yeah.
like I get its main purpose. I
Yeah.
get what it's for
Yeah.
and its intention for why you go on there. But at the same time, you know, like
I felt
a little
manners.
conversation is nice to have.
And manners is manners.
Yeah, just the basics. You
Absolutely.
know, the basics. Yeah. So
Yeah.
I'm more to this.
To nay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you think Grindr is an app that has a massive impact on men's self-esteem?
Yes.
Yeah. And that's going because of the cutthroat thing, innit, and how ruthless people are.
Yeah, and even when it comes to body types as well, because because there's an option
To
to
specify.
specify your body type preference.
Yeah.
You know, and then you know people go, oh no, I only want this.
Yeah.
And then you know you might say hello to someone
Yeah.
who has a similar body type to you, and then they go, oh no, you're not quite what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what is this, blind date?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
boo-
yeah.
like,
It
price-
is mad,
like the
and
price
some-
is right or something.
This
you
is
know?
the thing, and I
It's
think
like-
with how people are cutthroat, sometimes you don't get that closure, or because it's so quick, isn't it? It's so quick, so
yeah.
cutthroat that you don't actually know why they've said no or why they've blocked you, things like that, and it can linger, and you can think, oh, what's wrong?
But you know
It's
what?
crazy.
Even on the other side as
Yeah,
well,
yeah.
when you politely go, I'm really sorry, but I'm just
Yeah.
not interested.
Yeah.
And then they are hounding you with why? Tell me why. You
Yeah,
need
yeah,
to
yeah.
tell me why.
Yeah.
And then you politely go,
Yeah.
I'm really sorry, but you're just not my type.
Yeah.
And then they're like, what do you mean I'm not your type? Like,
Yeah.
and then they keep sending you stuff as well. And then they're like, well, what? They're like, what about this?
about this?
What
What
about
about
that? I'm like, I told you what about now. That's what I told you.
Yeah.
And I said it politely as well.
Yeah.
Like, with me, I'll always be polite.
Yeah.
No matter what app it is or who I'm talking to,
Yeah.
I'll do my best to be as polite as possible. But when you just keep being continuous,
Yeah.
you know, I will tell you another time about yourself politely,
Yeah.
and then I'll block. But then sometimes you get those crazy people that you block them, they make a whole other thing in a short space of time,
Yeah.
and they find you again, you know, it's the same person.
Yeah.
And then you're like, I've already done told you. I said no.
Yeah.
And then it's, yeah, like it's as well, it's that thing of, you know, if someone says no, yes, it hurts.
Yeah.
No one likes no.
No, but you've
Nobody
got to
does.
respect it, innit?
You have to
Because
appreciate.
You're gonna go on an
Yeah.
app like that. Not everyone's gonna be.
Not everyone's gonna say yes.
Yeah,
You know.
you're not gonna be everyone's type.
No,
no
exactly.
matter how you look, you could be the most beautiful gym built guy. Someone might
Yeah.
not be into that. Like you said, so we even with like the chubby chasers,
Yeah.
they don't like slim guys.
No.
So they're not
Yeah.
gonna. Do you know what I mean? So it's true. There's a
Yeah.
vast variety of people in there, but I do
Yeah.
think overall the attitude is a bit crap.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you think so? Obviously, you know, with like top and bottoms in the gay community, do you think there's different body type pressures or expectations within sexual roles like that? Yeah, go on.
Yeah.
Do you want me to break some things down?
Go on.
All right, cool. So, would you say that a top should be bigger, size-wise, physically, muscular built than the bottom, or
Actually,
no? No, okay. Did you misinterpret my first question?
yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, we're good.
So it don't matter. You can have a top that's 3 foot and a bottom that's 6 foot.
Okay, when you just said that,
I have to give you the biggest.
because when you
extreme.
say 3 foot, you're talking about Lord Farquaad.
That's really
from
short.
Shrek.
That's really short. All right,
That's what you're
that was a
talking
very
about.
bad example.
Because you see, Lord Farquaad was 3 foot and Princess Fiona was 6. So that's where my mind has gone
well,
to
yeah.
like that.
Well, let's do that example then. Is that too off?
Okay, do you know what?
Yeah.
I,
No.
I'm moving on.
Okay. All right. Cool. Well, that's the end of my questioning.
Okay.
Yeah. So thank you for your honesty throughout and what we spoke about.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna close out with a game of this or that
Okay.
for you. Yeah. So this or that works by me giving you 2 options
All right.
and you pick the option you prefer out of the 2. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Cool. So this is this or that with Mark. 3, 2, 1. So New York or Miami?
Because you know I've been to both recently, innit? That's a tough.
You can't stumble on the first question.
But you knew how much I like both.
I know, that's why it was number 1.
You know what? I'm gonna say New York.
New York.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's the place that I found who I was and
Yeah.
who I am. Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
All right. So the next ones, we need to do quick fire. I think the first thing that comes to your mind.
If you've done anything to do Beyonce, it's gonna take some time, by the way, and you know that.
All right. Next one. He's 7 foot tall or he's 4 foot short.
7 foot tall.
Trapped in a dungeon with a dragon or trapped in a red room with a bull.
Trapped in a dungeon with a dragon.
A nude cruise or a nude flight.
A cruise. A flight, can you imagine? Oh, that'd be weird.
Yuck. He's got 1 tooth or he's got 1 leg.
1 leg.
Date with Lil Nas X or date with Jack Harlow.
None.
Gotta pick one.
None. I told you I'm fussy.
Last resort.
Last
Someone's
resort.
Someone is forcing you off a.
Last resort, I'm going to learn to love myself more.
You really can't pick one.
Nah. Mm-mm.
If you had to.
If I had to,
Yeah.
Lil Nas X then.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yuck. Be a fly on the
look,
wall.
Look, you see that?
Hey, this game of this or that is not going to plan. Alright. Be a fly on the wall in the car with Megan and Tory Lanez, or be a fly on the wall in the elevator with Beyonce, Solange, and Jay-Z.
You already know. In the elevator.
In the elevator.
Absolutely. I
Okay.
want to know everything.
All the details.
Yes.
Alright. Creamy penguin pasta with diced camel tongue, or pulled polar bear ravioli with grated snakeskin.
Start again.
Creamy penguin pasta with diced camel tongue, or pulled polar bear ravioli with grated snakeskin.
The first one.
Penguin.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
The next 2 questions are still said. I don't think I'm gonna answer them. Spontaneous sex or gotta be prepped?
Can I push this away?
You wanna pass on it? That's not a bad
It's
one.
both.
You don't mind either or. Okay. This is. Mark ain't watched my show before, and you can see. All right. And the last one, I don't know if you're gonna answer. It was sex in a gym shower or sex in a gym sauna. Both. All right, boom. We're done.
Okay.
This is going to be the most interesting this or that ever. Oh my days. Okay, cool. But thanks for your time.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank
thanks
you.
for being here. Thanks for all your answers. I think we covered some deep things,
Yeah,
some
yeah.
undeep things, as we do here. So I appreciate it. Everyone else watching, remember to check out full episodes of Sipping Tea on YouTube, and you can stream the audio on all streaming platforms as well, and see clips on TikTok. So thanks to Mark.
Thank you.
Thanks to you
thank
guys. Bye, guys.